Very good morning, my dear friends. Welcome back to Chandan Logic's English class. My name is Sham. You're watching Chandan Logic's English YouTube channel. Every morning, 8 o'clock, I'll come on live on this channel. And in this channel, I'll be talking throughout the session in English. Right now, on this Chandan Logic's English YouTube channel, the sessions are related to banking exams. And every evening, 7:30, you can see me on Chandan Logic's Telugu YouTube channel where I talk in Telugu. Right now on this Telugu YouTube channel, we have the sessions based on SSC CGL going on. Okay. So today's session is a very important session because there is a section in our competitive exams called word usage. So what is the meaning of word usage? A word will be given and you need to find out which sentence has the word properly used. So it is more or less related to our knowledge of vocabulary. Okay, so we'll do some exercises on word usage, my dear friends. And Chandan Logics is offering you a free course where this course has many practice exercises, 7,000 plus practice exercises, and I want you to work on them. If you are a police job aspirant, you can get English classes here at a very reasonable price. So my dear friends, now we have word usage. So you have to see all the 4 sentences carefully and find out in which sentence the word is correctly used, in which sentence the word is appropriately used and correctly used, my dear friends. I'll tell you which word is highlighted here. If you see apodictic, apodictic is a word that we are talking about here. So you see all the 4 sentences and find out in which sentence the word is correctly used, my dear friends. Correctly used, my dear friends. Apodictic is a vocabulary here and find out where it is correctly used. Apodictic. It's a nice vocabulary. Yes, my dear friends, try to find out where it is properly used. Sir, we don't know the meaning of the word apodictic. We don't know the meaning of the word apodictic. If that is the case, it would be a problem, guys, because today's topic, word usage, is all about how appropriately we are using the word in the sentence. So you need to identify the meaning of the word dear. Sir, we have no idea, sir. Can you please help us? Can you please tell the meaning of the word apodictic, my dear friends? So apodictic is all about very sure. Apodictic, the meaning is very certain. So the meaning of the word apodictic is very sure, very certain. Very sure, very certain. It's like true, very true. The meaning comes like very true. The meaning comes like very true, very much true. Yes, guys. So the parts of speech of the word apodictic is adjective naturally. Okay. Now you see here, I'll come in the descending order. 4th option, the architect preferred an apodictic design because it minimized construction cost. So there is an architect who designed something because to reduce the cost. So then if you have to reduce the cost of something, naturally you have to use the design which is a kind of low cost design, cheap design. But apodictic is sure. There is no proper meaning here. Same problem here. If you are talking about bacterial infection, you don't use apodictic antibiotic. You have to use powerful antibiotic. You have to use very strong antibiotic. Come on, the mountain village became apodictic. What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of that? How can a village become apodictic? Now the right answer is option 1. The constitutional scholar delivered an apodictic argument. The constitutional scholar delivered an apodictic argument, which means a very true argument. He delivered a true argument. He delivered a true argument, which means doubtless. When we say apodictic, the meaning comes like absolutely doubtless. Absolutely doubtless. You have nothing to argue. Absolutely doubtless. You have nothing to argue. You have nothing to argue. The meaning comes like that. The meaning comes like that. So the right answer could be option 1, my dear friends. The constitutional scholar delivered an apodictic argument, presenting his conclusions. So the scholar delivered a fantastic argument. There is no debate. The argument that he has presented is so strong that nobody has any opposition. Nobody has any, contrary idea. So apodictic argument means very clear argument, very sure argument. So this is what we call today word usage, my dear friends. Sometimes this topic called word usage is based on grammar, POS, parts of speech. But most of the times it will decide your vocabulary knowledge, my dear friends. But you have to check both. Check the meaning and also check the parts of speech. Check both, my dear friends. Can you try the question number 2, dear? Can you try the question number 2, dear? Jejune. The vocabulary here is jejune. I'll underline the vocabulary. Jejune breakfast. Jejune. Jejune layer. Jejune performance. Can you identify the sentence, guys? Which sentence is correctly used? Which sentence is correctly used? Yes, my dear friends. Sir, please tell us the meaning of the word jejune, sir. Okay. Jejune means something which is very dull. Something which is, kind of very dormant. Very dull and very dormant. Very dull, very passive, very dormant. So jejune means very dull, very passive, very dormant. Very dull, very passive, very dormant. Yeah. See the first statement. The nutritional scientist recommended jejune breakfast. Arey yaar, why will a scientist recommend a dull breakfast? And here you are saying rich in carbohydrates. Rich is plus, jejune is minus. Because dull is minus, no. Dull is minus, no. And that too, it should be adjective. Okay. Now if you see the fourth sentence, there was a performance which was praised. Praised is positive, but jejune is negative. How can that happen? Now you have 2 and 3 sentences. Look at the third one. The geologist identified a jejune sedimentary layer dating back to late, very ancient. You're talking about some discovery, and there is nothing about dull or sad. Now you see the second sentence, you will understand it properly. Despite its impressive, see, despite, so impressive is positive. When despite comes, plus becomes minus here. Second option is right answer. Despite its impressive bibliography, the policy report proved surprisingly jejune. Means there was actually a very impressive bibliography, impressive track record, impressive background, but still the policy seems to be very dull. So nobody took it seriously. Nobody took it seriously. Nobody took it seriously. Yes. So Jejune is very dull, very sad. Jejune is very dull, very sad. Can you try the third question, dear? Can you try the third question, dear? The vocabulary that you need to ponder over is noetic, 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 noetic. Yes, my dear friends. Sir, please tell us the meaning of the vocabulary noetic, sir. So, noetic means related to mental activity. Noetic means it is a word related to mental activity, okay? So, noetic is a vocabulary related to mental activity, mental activity. So, something related to mental activity. It could be some exercise that is related to brain, that is related to brain, mind, mental activity. Come on, in the first statement you are talking about an engineer and a bridge. Why will the brain suddenly come into picture here? And here in the third sentence you are talking about chemistry, chemist, experiment, solution, concentration, ultraviolet spectroscopy. Why will brain come here? Why will brain come here? You're talking about two countries, agreement contract, diplomat agreement contract. Why will brain come here? The answer could be second option, dear. The philosopher distinguished sensory perception. Yes, sensory organs, sensory organs. Intuition, intuition, noetic intuition. That is the answer. Are you reading the complete sentences? Don't do that mistake. Don't read the complete sentences, dear. If you are reading the complete sentences, you are making a big mistake. Don't read the sentences, dear. Just focus on the vocabulary near area. Noetic intuition means guessing. Intuition means strong feeling. It is related to brain. It is related to mind. See, option 2 is the right answer. So this session in one way is almost like yesterday's session and day before yesterday's session, where we talked about vocabulary, synonyms. But we are not focusing on synonyms now. We are only focusing on the meaning of the word and the sentence where the word is properly used. It is called word usage, a very, very important topic, my dear friends. Unfortunately, in today's exams, especially PO level banking exams, your vocabulary knowledge is tested. Parts of speech is not tested. I hope I am very clear. Can you try the fourth question, dear? Can you try the fourth question, dear? Yes. Question number 4. My suggestion is, when you don't know the word, don't Google the word. I'm sure some of you will be already trying to find the meaning of this word in the internet, Google or ChatGPT. Don't do that, dear. Imagine this is a real exam. Imagine this is the real exam. Imagine this is the original exam. Then what would happen? You don't know the meaning of this word. You don't know the meaning of this word. Then what will you do? So you think in that way. Take this exam as original exam. Take this exam as original exam. What if you don't know the meaning of the word? You try, guys. Yes, today evening, Sai, we will do reading comprehension in the CGL exam, CGL session. Let us spend some time on RCs related to CGL exam. So, what is the meaning of the word meretricious? What is the meaning of the word meretricious? My dear friends, the meaning of the word meretricious is very, very attractive. Meretricious is very, very attractive. Meretricious is very, very attractive. Very, very attractive. But it is not in a positive tone. It is in a negative tone. Very attractive but lacking value. The meaning comes like very attractive but lacking value. Very attractive but lacking value. Very attractive but lacking value. So what could be the right answer, dear? Something which is very attractive but no value. See, don't read the complete sentences. If you are reading the complete sentences, you are making a big mistake there. See here, meretricious disorder. You are talking about a disorder. How can you say attractive disorder? Why will you call a disorder to be very attractive? Okay. Look at the C sentence. The spacecraft entered a meretricious orbit. Arre yaar, you are talking about universe, galaxy, orbit, spacecraft. Why will an orbit be very attractive but no value? What is that? How can you say an orbit in a space is attractive but having no value? Now 1 and 2 options. The botanist discovered a meretricious species growing exclusively in volcanic soil. I think there is a little chance for this. I think there is a, yeah, very attractive but lacks value. No, there is no value. It is like a white elephant. It is like a white elephant. Very costly but no value. Like that. Very attractive but no value. I think there is a little chance for the second option, but the right answer is the first option, dear. Because how can you say a species has no value? When you said species, what is the meaning of species? Life, living organisms. It could be bacteria, it could be virus, it could be fungus, whatever. Why will you say, or why, how can you say a species has no value? Every species will have its own value in its own point of view. You cannot say bacteria has no value. So first option is the right answer. So there is a novel, there is a book. The book is very attractive but no value. Very attractive but no value. That is the meaning of the sentence. There is a book which is very attractive but there is no value. Cheap book. Okay, right. Question number 5. My suggestion is don't find the meaning in the Google. Don't try to find the meaning in the Google, dear. Don't do that. Liminal. 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 And liminal. 10-20 seconds. Try to find the answer. But don't Google the meaning. Because if you simply Google the meaning, what will happen is you will get the answer. But that's not the right way. Yes. Yes, my dear friends. Yes, my dear friends. Yes. So now I'll tell you the meaning of the word liminal. The meaning of the word liminal is transitional. Transitional. So transitional. So transitional means there is a change, there is a shift, there is a change. It's like you are somewhere like in between. You're trying to say in between. I am neither completely atheist, I am neither atheist nor theist. I am somewhere in the liminal phase of my life. I am not very poor, I am not very rich. I am somewhere in the liminal phase of earning money. So liminal phase, threshold. Liminal itself is the answer. Liminal itself is the answer. Liminal phase. See, I told you no. Liminal phase. Liminal phase means a phase of transformation, a phase of transition, a phase of transformation, a phase of transition. That is how you say liminal phase. That is how you say liminal phase. Easy question, right? Okay. If you look at the other options, there is no meaning to those other options. See? The climatologist attributed the cyclone to liminal atmospheric pressure. The surgeon performed a liminal incision. The economist described inflation as liminal. See, whenever liminal comes, generally the vocabulary is used like this: liminal phase, transformation phase, liminal phase. We say liminal phase. Okay, chalo. Can we have the question number 6, guys? Waiting for your answer. Choose the sentence in which rebarbative word is correctly used. Rebarbative word is correctly used. Rebarbative word is correctly used. I think lengthy sentences. Yes, you're right. If you know the meaning, it is quite easy. But even if you don't know the meaning also, you can find the answer when you read the sentences. One sentence looks perfectly perfect. The other sentences, some grammar mismatch, context mismatch. But knowing the vocabulary is the main solution. That is the main deciding factor. Shyam sir, what is the meaning of the vocabulary rebarbative, sir? So rebarbative means something which is very harsh. My dear friends, rebarbative means something very harsh, something very rude. We say bitter, we say acerbic, very harsh, very rude. We say acrid, very harsh, very rude. Okay. We also say repellent. We also say repellent. We say unpleasant. We say unpleasant. We also say odious, and many more, and many more. So rebarbative is something very bad. It is a negative word, very harsh. See, very frankly telling you, if you look at the fourth option, easily you can find that fourth option is wrong. How and why? Here you say aroma. My dear friends, do you know the meaning of aroma? Beautiful smell. Aroma means beautiful smell, beautiful smell. And how can you say rebarbative soil? Again, same problem. Rebarbative orbit what? How can you call an orbit in the space harsh orbit? How can you call an enzyme rebarbative enzyme? You cannot have rebarbative enzyme. See? Here the answer is already given. See, rigorous. Rigorous means very hard. And rebarbative style, hard, harsh. Rigorous is also harsh. Rigorous is also harsh. Rigorous is also harsh. Rigorous is also harsh. Okay, my dear friends? Okay. Now, before we proceed to the next question, some students will have this question doubt. Like, sir, if we don't know the vocabulary, what can we do? There is a very little chance, very openly saying, because if you observe all these sentences, the parts of speech is same, properly used. Parts of speech perfect. There is no problem here. So maximum you need to only know the vocabulary. That is why I always emphasize vocabulary learning will decide your success in the mains, not prelims. Prelims, anybody is okay with prelims. No, mains is a real devil. Okay. Can you try the question number 7, dear? Adumbrate. Where is the word adumbrate properly used? Where is the word adumbrate properly used? Where is the word adumbrate properly used? Yes, friends. Adumbrate. Adumbrate. Recently, uh, my friend, listen carefully. My friend, for example, recently I bought a house. I bought a house. I have bought a house recently. My friend asked me about some details of the house. I'm not interested to tell him all the details because it is a waste of my time and his time. He is simply asking. So I did not tell him all the details. I only gave him some basic details, outline. I bought a house in so and so place, that's all. He was asking me what was the price, what was the size of the house, and I said I bought it. So I was trying to not reveal all the details. Just I was trying to give him some basic details. So that is called adumbrate. So when we say adumbrate, it means just to give basic details, just to give basic information, not all the information, not complete information. That is called adumbrate. Not complete information, just basic information. That is called adumbrate. That is called adumbrate. That is called adumbrate. Now, guys, can you tell me where is this word adumbrate used? Properly used. The pilot adumbrated the aircraft. Oh my God. What if the pilot uses the aircraft very less? Everybody will die. Why will the chemist adumbrate the solution? And here you are trying to say it reached 100 milliliters. Why will the physician adumbrate patient's fractured femur? What is the point of using the word adumbrate in these three sentences? The chronicle attempted to, chronicle means a newspaper article or some journalist, attempted to adumbrate the political transformation of the kingdom, offering only a faint outline. See, he only gave some basic details. He did not give complete details. He only gave basic details. He did not give complete details. Yes, fourth option is really funny. Why will the pilot adumbrate the aircraft? Okay. Maybe sometimes when there is some technical issue where the pilot must not use aircraft more and then save the people, that's a different case. But this is the answer. The answer is already given here. He only offered some faint information, faint outline, gave some basic details. Adumbrate, see, adumbrate, like that. Can you try the question number 8? Can you try the question number 8, my dear friends? What is the vocabulary? Did you identify the vocabulary? Ipsative, ipsative, ipsative. Waiting for your answer. Waiting for your answer. Yeah, yes, you're right, sweet poison. Even in Harvard universities, the vocabulary they don't use this level vocabulary, but in banking PO exams, you can expect. That's the real surprise. No, no, we used here. We use. Today the competition is like that. Like if any one of you has habit of watching any English news channels, like you watch NDTV, you watch Republic TV, you watch CNN, IBN, you watch any other English news channel like BBC. So most of these news channels, the news readers use very high standard vocabulary. Arey yaar, forget about that. You read any English newspaper, you read Hindu paper editorials. Lots of vocabulary are used. Lots of vocabulary are used. That's the problem, dear. In competitive exams today, that's the real problem. Tough vocabulary are used. And they look tough because we don't know them. If you know the vocabulary, it is easy, no? You don't know the vocabulary, so it looks very tough. It looks very tough. Okay. So ipsative. So what is the meaning of the word ipsative? I told you, no? So ipsative means self-analysis, self-comparison. Ipsative means self-comparison, self-analysis, self-analysis, self-comparison. Not only Shashi Tharoor, Arnab Goswami, if you watch Republic TV, Arnab Goswami is one wonderful speaker of English, speaker in English who talks good vocabulary. Shashi Tharoor uses good vocabulary. Come on, who, when, like not one, even Kamal Hassan. If you have some time, you go to the YouTube and watch some speeches of Dr. Kamal Hassan, the famous actor, the most versatile actor and now also the member of parliament, Tamil Nadu. So Kamal Hassan speaks excellent English and his vocabulary is unfathomable. Dr. Kamal Hassan, and surprisingly, he didn't have any academic qualification. He hardly had any academic qualification. He is not even, I don't think he's school passed out. I think he was a school dropout. So, but that's how we have to improve our vocabulary knowledge. So, ipsative means self comparison. For example, yesterday I wrote a mock test. Today I wrote a mock test. I am comparing my performance with my performance in the last 2 days. Self comparison, dear. That's called self comparison. This is the answer. This is the answer. Comparison. No, ipsative assessment means this university started assessment of its own performance. See, against her own achievements. See, the answer is given. See, against his own earlier achievements rather than comparing with others. If Vishnu compares his own performance with Vishnu only, last year's Vishnu, 2025 Vishnu versus 2026 Vishnu, so that is called ipsative performance. That is called ipsative performance. Ipsative performance. Self-analysis. Self-comparison. Okay. Self-comparison. Okay. And other options are very simple words. I mean, like, other options are easy, like the engineer decided ipsative alloy. Here you are talking about comparison, self-comparison. Ipsative species, no way. And ipsative money, ipsative interest rate, no meaning at all. Ipsative interest rate, no meaning at all. Okay, next. Can you try the 9th question, dear? Can you try the 9th question, dear? Nugatory. The word is nugatory. 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 Okay, nugatory. The word is nugatory, my dear friends. Without knowing the meaning, can you try your luck? What if the same question comes tomorrow, dear? So basically, nugatory means having no value. When we say nugatory, something that has no value. So nugatory means something that has no value, especially no legal value, especially no legal value. I'll tell you something. Nugatory is a word mostly we use in judiciary context, constitutional context, polity context, politics context. Any case, any crime happens, that is called nugatory. So nugatory means having no value. It is mostly used in context of judiciary. See, constitution. The moment you see the constitution, you can find the answer right. Constitutional court. Can anyone tell me what is this constitutional court? Is it like any court located in Hyderabad or Chennai? Can Sai tell me what is the meaning of constitutional court? What is the meaning of constitutional court? Is it like a court? Is it a separate court like we have sessions court, family court, high court, supreme court, and then we have constitutional court, correct? Anybody idea? What is this constitutional court? What is this constitutional court? Anybody answer? Okay, I'll wait for your answer. So whenever you talk about constitution, fundamental rights, we say nugatory. Okay, nugatory means having no value. Okay, you cannot use the word nugatory in any other context. You cannot use the word nugatory in any other context. Nugatory means having zero value, no legal value. Okay, no legal value. Okay, right. Can you try the 10th question, dear? Don't Google the meanings. Try without knowing the meaning. I want you to develop that skill. If you simply open the chat GPT and type the word, you will get the answer, I know. But what is the use then? Tomorrow in the original exam, you can't get the chance to browse the internet, no? You cannot ask the invigilator to give his mobile phone once and browse in the Google, no? Doesn't look good. Veridical. Veridical, veridical. 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 That is Constituent Assembly, dear. That is Constituent Assembly. What you were talking about was Constituent Assembly. I did not ask you Constituent Assembly. I was asking you about what is meant by Constitutional Court. And I didn't get any answer from anybody. Protecting rights and reviewing new laws. No, where is the court located? I'm asking. Is that a court located in Hyderabad or Chennai or everywhere you have court? We have different types of court, no? Is the East Constitutional Court a separate court where located in Bangalore or Kerala? I'm asking that question. Okay. So what is the meaning of the word veridical, my dear friends? What is the meaning of the word veridical? So veridical means related to truth, very truthful. Veridical means related to truth. Reality, related to reality, related to facts. Related to reality, related to reality and related to facts. You're right. Constitutional Court is nothing but Supreme Court. Venkat, you're right. See, any case related to Indian Constitution, fundamental rights or fundamental duties or amendments, any case related to Constitution will be handled only by Supreme Court of India. That is why it is called Constitutional Court. For example, my fundamental rights were violated. I cannot go to High Court and file a petition there that my fundamental rights were violated. Only Supreme Court will take care of constitutional values and constitutional cases. That is why Supreme Court is known as Constitutional Court. Like Reserve Bank of India is called Central Bank. Like Reserve Bank of India is called Central Bank. Like that. Okay. So veridical. Veridical means, my dear friends, something very truthful. Okay. Something very truthful. Archaeologist excavated veridical fortress. No. Software engineer developed a veridical processor. The botanist cultivated veridical plant. It is all wrong. Researchers. So researchers concluded that the participants' perception was veridical. Means the participants who participated in that program were very true. Their perceptions were very true. Accurately. See, already the answer is given here. Accurate. Accurate means correct. Accurate means true. Accurate means veridical. No. See, every question you see, the synonym is already given in the option. But of course, you need to know the vocabulary. You need to know the vocabulary. You need to know the vocabulary. Okay, next one. Question number 11. Before that, Chandan Logics is offering you a wonderful offer at just 499 rupees. You can get one out of these subjects, perfect courses. And the offer ends on August 7th. Don't miss this chance. Chandan Logics is offering you 0 to Hero 2.0 course. Wonderful courses. And then 6.0 Champions batch is for you. Okay. Question number 11, guys. Guys, question number 11. So the vocabulary is anfractuous. The vocabulary is anfractuous. Yes, my dear friends. Sir, what is the meaning of the word anfractuous? What is the meaning of the word anfractuous? So anfractuous means completely twists and turns. Anfractuous means full of twists and turns. Okay, please write in your running notes. Anfractuous means full of twists and turns. Full of twists and turns. The meaning comes like unstable also. The meaning comes like unstable also. Okay, the meaning comes like unstable also. So the answer is already given here. The answer is already given here. Twisting, twists and turns, anfractuous root. Yes, first option. You're right, Vishnu. You're right, Sharanya. Okay. Yeah, Vishnu, you're right. But the point is, in India, what I was saying was any case related to constitution, only Supreme Court has to handle it. No other court will have the jurisdiction, neither authority to take up the case of constitution related. For example, Sham sir wants to talk, but somebody said, the government of Telangana said, no, you cannot talk. My fundamental right to speech was violated. I cannot go to Rangareddy Court or Nampalli Court or Telangana High Court and file a petition. I have to go to Delhi Supreme Court only because it is related to fundamental rights. Anything related to fundamental rights, fundamental duties, directive principles, preamble of the constitution, writ petitions, anything only taken by Supreme Court. Supreme Court is the constitutional court in our country. Very important point this is anfractuous. So anfractuous means full of twists and turns. Can you try the 12th one? Can you try the 12th one? Deontic. What is that? Deontic. 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 So in a simple way, my dear friends, deontic, the meaning of the word deontic means obligation. Do you know the meaning of obligation? Deontic means obligation, which means duty. Deontic means obligation, which means duty, which means onus. O-N-U-S, onus. So obligation, duty, onus means responsibility. It is my onus to teach you English nicely. So responsibility, duty. So easily you can identify because if you see here duty, see, duty is the answer given here. So duty is the answer given here. Duty is the answer given here. So deontic obligations. Even obligations means also duty. So deontic duty, deontic obligations. It is my moral responsibility. So when we say deontic obligations, which means it is our moral responsibility and moral duty to understand the logic here, to understand, to perform my task successfully. It is my ultimate duty, deontic. Deontic means it is my responsibility, okay? Can you try the 13th question, dear? Can you try the 13th question here? So the vocabulary here is catectic. The vocabulary here is catectic. The vocabulary here is catectic. Catectic. The vocabulary is catectic. So what is the meaning of the word catectic, my dear friends? Catectic. So meaning of the vocabulary catectic means anything which is related to emotional attachment. So catectic means it is used to emotional attachment, emotional bond. It's like attachment, attachment. Catectic is a word related to emotional attachment. Like usually parents would have catectic attachment towards their kids. A father would have catectic attachment towards his son. So catectic means related to emotional attachment. See here already attachment is given, no? I think most of these questions today, surprisingly, option 1 is the answer, but that doesn't mean every time that could happen. So catectic attachment means very emotional attachment. See, there is a doctor, there is a therapist who observed the patient's emotional attachment to insignificant childhood. So there is a doctor who has a very strong emotional attachment to his childhood memories. Emotional, see emotional. Catectic means emotional intelligence, okay? Emotional. Catectic means emotional bondage, emotional attachment. Emotional attachment, okay? Right. So this session is definitely a kind of tough exercise on vocabulary knowledge. I don't say that every time you will have tough vocabulary like this or tough questions like this, but I always believe in tough preparation. If your preparation is tough, original exam is easy. If your preparation is easy, original exam is going to be tough. This is what we call word usage, okay? So today, for the fact that there was a uh, there was some power cut, abrupt power cut, so the session started a bit late, but never late than ever. Today we have covered 13 very important questions and one homework to you guys. The homework is I'm going to show you two questions now, and I want you to try their answers and send your answers in the comment section. Question 14 and question 15, take screenshot and send your answers in the comment section, dear. Question 14 and question 15. Question 14 and question 15. I don't need to tell you the vocabulary, correct? Easily you can identify. Easily you can identify. Okay? So take the screenshot and find the right answer and send the right answer in the comment section, my dear friends. Question number 15 also is waiting for you. So question number 15 also awaiting you. Here is the vocabulary, my dear friends. Okay? Okay, this is something about a section called word usage. It's a tough experience, I know, but I want you to focus more and more on vocabulary, my dear friends. Thank you so much. I'll meet you in my next session. Have a great day.